Tonight's podcast is brought to you by Diabolical Dr. Bill Nye's Gender Fluid Creation Lab playset by Slappy Toys.
It's Diabolical Dr. Bill Nye here, and I'm back with my newest playset. The Bill Nye Gender Fluid Creation Lab playset. The playset creates non-descriptive gender fluid, and the gender fluid creates confusion amongst your body. Maybe you're tired of diddling your dick or flicking your clit. It makes your family walk around on eggshells so they don't offend you. Just mix the ingredients in the gender propulsion chamber and watch the confusion begin. Turn the gender equalizer switch to activate the Cox capacitor, which then pours the gender fluid into the androgynous cup.
Oh boy, I can't wait!
Wow! Now I don't have to develop an interesting personality.
Joey, come down for breakfast.
My name is Sapphire Gemini now, you intolerant cisgender shitlord.
Oh, you silly little bitch.
Be sure to find Diabolical Bill Nye's new gender fluid creation playset on your blood-stained and regret-filled aisles at your local Kmart. Also be on the lookout for the trans species refill kit as well.
Bells. Welcome back again to another exciting week of the Good Ole Gamers podcast.
Yeah.
It's been just a minute.
Yeah.
Since you've been hearing episodes, but they've been from the past.
Turns out the only thing we needed to do to put out consistent episodes is not record.
Yeah, how ironic of a fucking... It's like throwing a little curveball action right there. Anywho, I'm Lyle McClendon. I'm joined again, and as always, my buddy Brandon Gentry.
Hey, go fuck yourself, man.
Actually, yeah, I probably will.
Sweet.
I don't think either one of us deserve the Go Fuck Yourself award this week because, like you said, to remain consistent is to not really do anything. Yeah. So,
I've learned that throughout life. Like the less I try and the less I do, the more I get ahead.
You kind of yield more from the less you just give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, anytime I've ever been so despaired to the point where I'm just like, fuck it, I don't even care anymore. That's when shit usually turns around.
Like we've all been at work, and there's always that guy or guys that you have no clue why they're getting paid what they're getting paid. Like, and because they aren't worth a shit. They don't do anything. They don't care. And now as I get older, I'm like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
For some reason that pays.
It's the truth. I think that's just like part of being an adult.
Yeah.
Like you get that point where you're just so disgruntled with everything else. You're just like, the only thing that can be worse right now is me sucking the end out of Schlossberg.
I'm just wondering if we're going to get to the point where we're like the old boss in charge and we're like, well, that guy obviously doesn't care. Let's give him a raise.
Possibly. Kind of like Office Max, or not Office Max, Office Space. Yeah.
Yeah. At some point, that's going to make sense to our old deteriorated minds.
Well, you got to think, a lot of these kids that grow up and are going to be like CEOs and shit of these big companies are all like in college right now snorting Molly out of girls' assholes. Like, they're not going to know how to run proper business when they're going to be like, I don't understand this profits and margin shit you're talking about. Like, let's level it out in the grams. If you have 8 grams and I have 4 grams, how much do we have to go to get an ounce? Like, they'd be like, sir, this is not the right business practice. This is why we're facing Chapter 11. Oh, God damn it. Anywho, shit, it's been a busy few weeks for us.
It has.
Brandon did something different than not everybody does. He went to old Disney World.
Yep. I want to describe it. If I had to describe Disney World in one word, it would be overhyped.
Really?
I mean, I had fun there. Kids loved it, but
is it worth the thousands of dollars that it costs to go and enjoy it?
The one time to get my kids the experience, yes. Again, no. I could have a lot more fun with a lot less money, and that goes with for the kids too. Unless you're just like a Disney fanatic, like if you're fucked in the head and you just love everything Disney, I guess that would be awesome. But it's long lines, overpriced food. A lot of the food's shitty.
God damn it, it's got to be hot too, man.
Oh, the heat was brutal.
Dude.
We ended up renting my daughter a wheelchair for most of the trip.
Really?
Because she could not handle that heat. So,
well, that Orlando heat too, man. It's like that dry ass, like
yeah. So I would definitely recommend going like when it's cooler.
Everybody I've talked to, I've never been. I've been to Six Flags, but I've never been to Disney World. And everybody that's ever described it to me, they're like, you know how hot and unbearable Six Flags can be? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, imagine that times fucking 10. They're like, that's Disney World.
We were fairly prepared because I did a lot of reading and research beforehand. And
you bought the Traveler's Guide companion.
I did, and so I knew like all the various kiosks there. They gave away ice water, so we carried bottled waters or bottles of water bottles. Blah, I don't know, but I can't get that out. And we just fill them up with ice water.
Because you didn't drink enough water, probably had a sunstroke.
I probably did. I did end up saving a whole lot of money because of the heat. Like it was so hot, we didn't want to eat half the time. So we just went to the popcorn stands and got $1.50 bucket refills.
Just shit to snack on then.
Yeah, the kids love popcorn. They've never complained about eating popcorn. So if they're satisfied with a $1.50 bucket of popcorn versus a fucking $10 sandwich that sucks worse than McDonald's. By all means.
Hell yeah. Without a doubt, man.
The best Mexican restaurant I've ever eaten at in my life, and it was this little hole in the wall place that we just went to.
That's usually the best places.
I knew when I walked in there, I knew it was going to be good because it's not like the Mexican restaurants around here. This one was packed with Mexicans. If the Mexicans are eating there, it's fucking good.
Oh yeah, no shit.
You go into Casa Fiesta here.
They don't consider that actual. That's not actual. They're like that's American bullshit.
Yeah, that's it's filled with old pasty white assholes like us in there. Like, yeah, look at us, we're eating Mexican. I can't remember the name of it. It was Tampana something. It was Spanish. Like the menu.
Tampana?
Yeah, I don't know. It's something. it's close.
That sounds like a place I want to eat at.
Yeah.
Everything's red.
Yeah.
If they got red sauce on it.
Fuck, it's a little bitty place, and the menus are in Spanish with like English, bad English subtitles under it. So, like, yes, this is great.
Nice.
I got marinade.
You need cow tongue?
No, I did not. That was on the menu though.
Man, beef tongue, dude. If you ever get the chance, do it. It sounds rough, but dude, it's like tender cuts of steak.
They had like a million different kinds of meats for tacos, so I was like, give me 2 of all of them.
Hell yeah.
It was fucking delicious.
We ate at a Mexican joint in Atlanta, and it was really under par.
Really?
For what it cost me.
This place is reasonably priced. I had 2 big-ass margaritas there. I got serenaded by a mariachi band. They played Jimmy Buffett's Margarita Phil.
I'd be like, do one of you fat fellas have a pistol in your pocket?
They came over there he's like, would you like me to play your song, senor? I'm like,
sure. Just don't play fucking Jimmy Buffett Margarita Phil.
I was like, dude, it's like I understand, like, this is also a money shakedown too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't really know any Mexican songs to even ask for, So I'm like, I don't know anything. So it's like, how about I play something And I was like, I don't know, man. And he's like, well, where are you from? I said, Alabama. And he's like, well, I know something that's from a little south from there that you'll recognize. And he started playing that. And I'm like, yeah, you come to the only fucking white people in there and start playing Jimmy Buffett.
No shit. Of course the white people know who Jimmy Buffett is. It's like, dude, what the fuck? That's racial profile. I'm like,
I mean, it was true, though.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, you just made us a stereotype, Brandon. That's awesome, though. I mean, not really, because Jimmy Buffett sucks.
Yeah, which their version of it was better than Jimmy Buffett's version.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's funny that you bring up all this about Mexico and all that, because my story from Southern Fried this year, I haven't told you this yet, actually involves a lot of Spanish people.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. You'd had a field day with this shit. I'll get to it. But other than that, you had fun? Everything was good?
Yeah, it was great. A lot of good eating. The best eating we did was outside of Disney World, to be honest. We went to
my aunt said Disney World has really good shit, but she said like all the really good stuff you pay for, because she told me it's all like 4-star and higher dining, like real fancy high end shit.
Everything we on Disney World property, save for one place, the Magic Kingdom. If you go down the main street that goes straight to the castle, like towards the end of all the buildings to the left, there's this place called like Casey's Corner or something. It's like a baseball themed restaurant. They have foot-long all beef hot dogs, and they're fucking delicious. And that place was awesome. But then in what kingdom was that? Animal Kingdom. In Dinosaur Land, USA, whatever. There's this restaurant called Restaurantosaurus. And I read the reviews on it. They weren't bad. You know, I thought it's a hamburger and french fry place. Like, it can't be bad. How do you fuck that up? It was packed to the gills. Like, we looked around for 20 minutes for a place to sit down. We eventually just camped out a spot where people were eating. We're about to get done. The food was way worse than McDonald's. Way fucking worse. Yes. And it cost me like $80 for us to eat there.
Oh my God.
It was awful. Then we went to Rose and Crown Tavern in Epcot, which is supposed to be like an English pub.
Yeah.
And it was very and it was, like $140 for us to eat there. Best eating I had was that Mexican place, and we went to a Japanese steakhouse. You can't go wrong with that.
Oh, no, never.
And but there's one Disney World place, which is actually a hotel's restaurant, but it's called Ohana at the Polynesian Resort. And it was really good. I mean, it was also like a $140 meal, but it was all you can eat breakfast, and it was pretty good shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
But, overall, it was good. The kids loved it. And
well, that's one of them things, man, they'll remember for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
You'll be, hate to sound grim and shit, but you'll be shriveled up in an old box one day, and then be like, motherfucker took us to Disney World that time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's good.
Something I never got to do. It's kind of been my goal as parenting,
do the things that our parents couldn't do for us.
Right. To me, that's the only point of it. Try to right the wrongs that were done to you. Try to do more than what was done for you, because otherwise, what's the fucking point? You're just...
I don't have kids, but that's one thing that does excite me in the future about having kids, is kind of being able to, like, relive another childhood again, like vicariously, I guess. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Through them. So that's cool.
Yeah. It was, and weather, Florida weather's usually really finicky. Like, thunderstorms every damn day. We only got rained out on one day. We had a couple of minor showers before, and we had ponchos. It was fun. Our last day at Animal Kingdom, we missed our final Fast Pass ride, which is going the little safari ride, because it started raining so hard, like the visibility was none. So it was like, what's the point? We're not going to see shit.
Yeah.
So we just left.
That's cool. I mean, that's not cool that happened. But.
I mean, it's cool. The weather, for the most part, was good. We didn't miss much shit. And the new Avatar, the Pandora World of Avatar in Animal Kingdom, that was impressive. I don't like that movie at all.
Dude, you want to know something real bad? I've still never even watched that movie.
Have you seen Pocahontas?
Yeah, it's the same fucking thing, isn't it?
Yeah, except with a bunch of blue freaks. I don't like the movie, but the world was awesome. The way that
Did you get to try some of the food and shit? I seen something on TV where they were advertising. They showed like some sort of drink or something that they have in the movie. They recreate.
We didn't eat. We didn't even stop in there for anything but for our one ride. I mean, we stopped to get some pictures and stuff, but like, it was so fucking crazy. It was the week that it opened. It was so goddamn crowded in there. To get on the Flight of Passage ride that we rode, if you didn't have a fast pass for it, it was upwards of a 4-hour wait.
Ooh, that's the one you were telling me about earlier.
We got there at nearly 11 o'clock for a fast pass, and there are people who have been waiting there since 8 o'clock.
God damn.
And it was, I mean, the ride was cool. You got on this like little motorcycle thing, it looked like a Tron cycle, and it had these little things that just kind of latched you onto it so you won't fall off. And it was basically just like maneuvered around right in front of a big ass IMAX right in front of you, and it had like fans blowing on you. And if you rode through like clouds, it would mist you and shit.
Well, that's cool.
It was really cool, but it was like 2 or 3 minutes. I would never wait. I wouldn't wait 4 hours to get a blowjob from the hottest woman on earth for a 2-minute blowjob. That's
Well, I mean, if it's the hottest woman on earth, that's probably all it's going to take anyway.
Well, I mean, fuck my old ass. It's going to take 2 minutes just to get my dick working. Like
That's true. That's true. What a bitter truth you face when you get older here. Need to get us some of that old gender fluid and just smear all over our genitalia and see what happens.
Yeah. Spice it up a notch.
Spice up your life. I would never make another goddamn Spice Girls reference on this podcast.
I didn't know that's
ever
what
again.
that was, but
It was. I shouldn't have said that.
well, we're going to make fun of you for it. So.
That's cool. Well, if you could sum one thing up though about Disney World, what was your favorite ride that you went on?
My favorite ride, the Haunted Mansion.
Nice. That's something I've always. I mean,
It
of course.
was because it is one thing. It's classic. I love the spooky shit, even if it's like really light, childish, spooky. Like
yeah,
that.
it's still got all that kind of the old school though, like hokey horror feel to it. Ghost house,
right? Which the Tower of Terror was really cool in that respect too. The Haunted Man, like one of my favorite things to do there, being that I'm an adult and I don't give a shit about Disney, is going on these rides and try to figure out how they did the effects for some of the shit, because it's really fucking impressive. And I know I could just go on YouTube and watch shit, and I'm like, yeah, it beats the fun out of it for me, because I like to look at the shit and try to figure it out.
Yeah, that's
like
they utilize a lot of like fucking optical illusions and shit.
They do.
They not?
Like the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, one of their new rides at Magic Kingdom. It's like one of their most popular ones right now, and for good reason. It's a solid it's not like an extreme roller coaster, but it's good enough that everyone can enjoy it. It's my daughter's favorite ride too. But you go through the roller coaster part, then it takes you to the cave and it has the dwarves in there singing, and the animatronics up there moving around, but the faces are like animated so fucking smooth. And I kind of got it figured out that the faces are blank, but it's projecting the faces inside the mannequins or whatever, and making them talk, and it looks so fucking realistic. It's insane. But there's one thing at the Haunted Mansion I still ain't figured out is there's one part where you're like kind of hovering above this ballroom, and it has these ghosts in there dancing, and there's like one playing the piano and shit, and you can see right fucking through them. I have no clue how they pull that shit off. It's not like a TV right in front of you like some of the shit. It's just,
is it a hologram?
It's like a hologram, but I don't know how the fuck they're doing it.
That's cool though.
I might, like I said, I don't know. I could look it up, but I'm still trying to puzzle it out in my head of how.
I thought you were going to say out of everything on that ride that confused you were just like, I'm still wondering where the fuck Eddie Murphy fit in.
Yeah. Yeah, he was not there.
Thank God.
Tower of Terror was badass in that respect because they just went full Twilight Zone on it. It showed you a video beforehand and all kinds of stuff. It was really cool. You got in this big waiting room with everybody, and there's all these pictures of these like rich ass motherfuckers around, like you would see in mansions and stuff.
Yeah.
And the room, the optical illusion as the room lowered down, is it looked like it was just stretching out, like it was just getting longer and longer.
Oh, that's cool.
And like the pictures also you saw more of the pictures that were on the wall as the room stretched down. Like one of the guys that showed us like boxers under it, and one of them was like two midgets stacked on top of each other and stuff like that. It was real neat.
That's cool.
But that's the effect, the illusion of that, of the room lowering, making it seem like it looked like the room was getting taller, is what the effect was. But it was really cool. The ride itself was okay. I don't know if it was my seatbelt not being up to snuff, or just that my fat ass shouldn't be on that ride. But the Tower of Terror, it's an elevator that drops you up and down a million times really fast, and every time that it would drop, my fat ass came out of the seat like 2-3 inches. And
that's fucking nerve wracking right there, dude.
Yeah, and I asked
that's
my
a
kids,
goddamn spinal injury waiting to happen.
Yeah, I asked my kids later if it happened to them. They said they were locked in their seats good. But so whenever it would drop down, I would press up with my legs as hard as I fucking could, so I wouldn't smash my ass into the seat when it stopped. But yeah, that was interesting.
A true tower of terror.
Yeah,
Like, goddamn.
it's gonna break my coccyx.
I'm not a big fan of those rides like that drop you. Like, they got that one at Six Flags. I can't think of the name of it, but pretty much all it is a basket. Maybe it's the acrophobia is the one that takes you straight up and faces you toward the ground and drops you. They got one, though, that's like riding in a basket, kind of like that elevator. Mm-hmm. It takes you up and it just fucking free fall drops you. And, like, it's nerve-wracking.
It was cool, though. You get in the elevator shaft and you strapped it in and you're just kind of like wondering what's going on. Because it's not just going up and down. Eventually, or beforehand, it takes you through this little like, track, I guess, getting you to where the ride actually is.
Yeah.
But it has all kinds of effects, like lightning right in front of you and stuff. It's really cool. But you're doing all that, just wondering when the ride's going to start, and all of a sudden the doors open up in front of you, and you're like fucking 300 foot up in the air, and it's like, oh shit, and then you drop.
Oh shit, dude, that would be nerve wracking as fuck.
It was awesome. I'd say that's probably my second favorite ride.
I must say I'm super proud of this gift. Brandon brought me a gift that is a Star Wars name tag that has my name written in Arbesh, which I'll take a picture of this and post with my Southern Fried pictures.
Sweet.
That way everybody
Law's
sees
a certified Sith Lord.
I am, thank God.
Yeah.
I fucking hate everything decent.
Yeah.
I just want to smash all your wives and crush all your heads. Please don't hate me for saying that, because I don't. I'm sure Emma does. But, yeah. Well, that's good, though. I mean...
And since I've been back, it's been a change. I've started dieting really hard. Got a gym membership.
You actually look like, just since I've seen you in 3 weeks, it looks like you've actually lost a little weight.
I've lost 10 pounds. So,
you can tell it. That's good.
Yeah. Worked out for the first time in my life a few weeks ago, so
it's kind of cool. Maybe if I get a gym membership, maybe we could start working out.
We could be gym bros.
Setting some goals. It's funny because our buddies over at Blow Your Pod are doing a side thing now called Blow Your Bod, because Clay and Keith from that podcast, they both have always been bigger dudes. Combined, they've lost like 350 pounds at this point, and they're like both skinny now. So maybe me and you can be skinny again.
Yeah, maybe. I've never been skinny since I was a kid.
I was sickly skinny when I was a kid, and I chunked up, and when I was like 20 and 21, I got skinny again, and you can see that's all been blown to hell in the past decade.
I had to start pulling some tail. I lost a lot of weight around then, too.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like, when you're out just trying to score the old random cooge here and there, you're looking good, you're feeling good. Then when you get the old ball and chain, it's just like, fuck it, I'm ready to be an adult. I don't care about myself anymore.
I'm going to get fat as fuck now. That's the American dream.
Shit.
Get some steady poon and fatten the fuck up.
I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with it.
No.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, it's a pretty good way of living.
I mean,
until all the fucking shit catches up, in your arteries around your heart.
I mean,
shit.
I'm a fat boy at heart. That's one of the reasons I'm working out, so I can get to the point where I can't eat again and not just kill myself by it. But I could happily just eat myself to death.
Oh, yeah.
Large pizza every meal? Fuck yes.
2 words have forever changed my life, and that is Chinese buffet.
Yes.
Which I cannot eat at my favorite one in Coleman anymore, which breaks my fucking heart.
That sucks.
I just not, people start posting roach pictures on social media, I'm out.
Yeah.
I can't fucking do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks.
Okay. I have to take a quick break. But anywho, Disney World, definitely something good.
One time, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, probably not something you would do again.
No, not anytime soon. My little girl's wanting to go back, and I was like, yeah, probably not for a while.
Maybe when you graduate high school.
Especially because, there's so much shit we haven't done in this world. I'm like, we could use that money to try other things.
Oh, yeah. You get talking that kind of money, man. You could, you could visit overseas,
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Because when we went to Mexico that time, we only spent like $4,000 total.
Yeah.
For the whole week, and which granted we was only in Mexico for 3 days, but whatever. Well, I guess we'll start rambling about that and get on with a little bit of news. We got a kind of beefy episode, I guess.
At this point, I think we got a little bit of news and a lot of olds. Because it's been a while since we recorded.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of the news we are bringing you is old news at this point. While we were gone, though, E3 2017 happened. And
yep.
There were some. I was pretty happy with Nintendo's reveal, even though I don't know if you remember it, but I posted a meme a while back that was like, "What I want Nintendo to reveal at E3 2017." It was like Mario, Metroid, this and that. I can't remember the other ones. It's like, but what Nintendo actually give us? And it was like Mario and Sonic Olympics again. Instead of arms, it said legs. And then something else, it said, and then an untitled Kirby game. And we did get an untitled Kirby game. So I was like, that meme came true.
Oh, shit.
Nintendo, though, they did announce a new Kirby game that's just called Kirby right now. And it looks like a successor to Kirby's Dream Land.
Oh, that's nice.
But it can have up to 4 different Kirbys on the screen at once.
I did see an interview with Reggie Dusher, the Nintendo of America president.
Yeah.
And they were asking him about cloud save for save games, as people, because your save goes with your console pretty much. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm paraphrasing. He's like, yeah, I understand, that you want that, but y'all just gonna have to suck a dick."
Well, there's something else they kind of did that really jilted me. They announced they didn't show the I guess what they're calling what the virtual console will be on Switch, but they unveiled their online prices finally, and I'm cool with that. You don't have to pay for Nintendo Online until 2018, and it's like $7.99 for the whole year.
That ain't bad at all.
It's dirt cheap, and they haven't showed it yet, but they did announce, like, how Xbox Live and PlayStation, and all that shit, you get free games for a month.
Uh-huh.
The new virtual console or whatever it's going to be is going to have, they just named a few titles, but like Balloon Fight, Super Mario 3, and something else upgraded with multiplayer capabilities.
Nice.
And I'm like, that is what I'm fucking talking about, because that's the kind of shit that we've longed and wished for in a way. But one of the things they did announce that I find a huge drawback is the chat capability on the Switch. Nintendo is releasing a fucking app for your smartphone that you have to use the chat through.
I saw that, and I'm like, that's so fucking convoluted.
That is stupid as shit. Yeah, I don't like that a bit, because, in order for me to talk to people I'm playing with, I got to have my fucking phone charged and right there with me.
Yeah, and I'm going to say, most people, you come home from work or school, because, kids have phones these days. What's the first thing you usually do? You plug that motherfucker in.
It's dead when you come home.
So, and I want to play a game. If I want voice chat, I'm going to have my headset plugged into my phone. And my phone's going to have to be plugged into the fucking wall. What the fuck?
Way too convoluted.
Yeah.
Way too convoluted. But, carrying on with Nintendo, they didn't announce some cool shit. Man, have you seen any of the Mario Odyssey gameplay footage?
Very brief. Mainly, I saw enough to trigger the fuck out of me. Because the co-op. It's got shitty Mario Galaxy co-op again.
I didn't see that, actually.
If you played the 2-player Mario Galaxy shit, it's pretty much non-existent.
I don't think.
In the Mario Galaxy games, you have that little star fucker who's with you. And the second player basically gets to do an attack with that, and they can shoot the little star bits at things on screen. That's it. I don't even see why they added it in there. And that's pretty much the same thing with this. The one player gets to be the fucking hat.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I'm like, just don't put it in there.
Yeah, Mario's not really a game for co-op unless you got fucking Luigi. Why not just throw Luigi in there,
That would be fine.
I do like the ability to body snatch using the hat, though. Did you see that?
Nuh-uh.
Mario can toss the hat in the new game, and it shows him running around New Donk City, and you'll see...
That's still such a shitty
Yeah,
name.
I know. You'll see like a human walking by, though, and Mario will throw his hat on him, and you can control that human then. And the end of the trailer, for what reason, I don't know, but there is a giant Jurassic Park-looking fucking T-Rex. And at the end of the trailer, Mario throws his hat on that, and it's a T-Rex wearing Mario hat just tearing shit up.
I would just like throw the hat on humans. It's like make them go under those swamps or whatever. Just make a fucking meat grinder.
That would be kind of awesome. It's me, Mario. I use my new hat power to slaughter the innocent.
It's like the fucking penguins.
Yeah, no shit. They did announce Metroid Prime 4, though.
Yeah. Different developers, ain't it?
It is. It's a whole new team. That's got people kind of iffy. I mean, they didn't show any. They just showed that it was in development.
Nintendo's more than likely not going to let this thing be a piece of shit, because you know how they are. If it's a Nintendo title, it's probably going to be pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
That's one thing I'll say with them. Through all the years of fuckery, is if
their first party titles are always for the most part up to snuff.
I did see a reveal of a game that's maybe making me buy a Switch, just because it kind of sold me.
Oh shit!
When I saw it, the game's coming out in late August. I'm gonna be going to school then, so if I'm just too busy to play games, it's just gonna sit on the back burner. But it's I can't remember saying, got no light. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Yes. See, you want me to turn the light on so you can see?
Please.
Okay. Hold on just a second. Let me pause. Okay. See, I haven't thought much about that game until I seen some of the footage of it, and kind of looks cool, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of an XCOM clone, but with the Nintendo twist on it. It looked really well polished. For those who've never played XCOM or know of it, it's a tactical turn-based game. So basically, you're controlling Mario and these Rabbids, which are dressed up like characters from Mario. Like,
now, aren't the Rabbids from Rayman?
Yeah,
initially.
They are. So it's a crossover, which Mario's not in many of those beyond like Sonic, Mario Olympics, and Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
It is an odd crossover on top of that, but It looked really cool, the interaction between the characters. Like I saw how you could direct one of the Rabbids to move on top of Mario, and then he would throw them somewhere else. So it's neat shit like that. It looked like a game I could dump some fucking time into, especially if it has solid multiplayer. So there's a good chance I'm going to end up buying a Switch for that if it turns out as good as it looks.
It'd be cool. I mean, so far, in my opinion, the Switch has been a pretty good investment. I've had quite a bit of fun playing it.
I just wish they would put out like a little box that doesn't have the fucking tablet. I don't want the fucking tablet. All it's going to do is make my kids want to run around with it and break it. I don't want it. Just give me like a little box that plays the same shit and I just use the controllers.
Yeah.
That's. I wish Nintendo would have done that from the beginning. We could have got more console for the money. If I want a mobile thing, I'll get a DS.
Which is weird because they're still supporting DS.
Yeah.
Well,
that thing can't replace the DS. It
No.
can't. It ain't got the battery life. It's not that portable. It's a giant ass screen that's going to get scratched up unless you take extra precaution.
And that screen scratches very easily.
That's what I've heard.
Very. I've got a couple. I mean, they're not major. It's just ones you can see if you tilt the light on it. But
Right.
it's from me sliding it in and out of the dock.
Yeah.
Like the dock scratches the shit. They
that
recommend you
sucks.
buy a dock sock.
How about you just put the fucker on there?
Yeah, how about Nintendo put some fucking felt or something on the inside? It wouldn't take shit to fix that. You know? But talking about 3DS, did you see that remake of Metroid Samus Returns coming out?
Nuh-uh.
It's coming out for 3DS. It's a remake of Metroid 2, and it looks bad the fuck ass.
Nice.
Look, it takes the old Metroid style gameplay, and it makes it look a little more arcadey. Like the shooting and evading shit like that's a little more fluid, I guess. Than
Gender fluid.
Yeah, possibly, possibly. Samus Don't know if she's a chick anymore.
Who knows?
Maybe Samus is her gender.
Yeah.
That's just its own gender in a faraway planet. It's called Samus. You're an androgynous robot with robot tits.
Yeah, that's...
Makes no sense.
I used to identify as that on Tuesdays. Let's see what else has I have to say. The Call of Cthulhu trailer looked pretty badass.
I didn't see
It's
that.
gonna be on, I think, Xbox, PS4, and PC. It just everything about it looked cool. I'm not gonna get in depth on it because there's not much to get in depth about, but it looked like it did pretty good justice to the source material, and none of it was gameplay though. It was all cinematic, but it looked cool. It looked better than the fucking Bethesda Call of Cthulhu game. That game, I mean, it was an alright game, but it's buggy as fuck as most Bethesda shit. So I've never beaten it because it's one game-breaking bug after another.
Oh God! So when once you get past one frustrating part, you're about just coming home to the next one.
Yeah, like I remember distinctly. There's one save point in Innsmouth where I saved it and the game crashes every time when you try to load it. So I finally found a patch that fixed it, some fan-made patch that fixed that. Maybe an hour and a half later into the game, some other just game-breaking fucking bug occurs, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, fuck that.
It's probably a decent game, barring that. I kind of want to get a hold of the original Xbox copy, because I think it's bug-free. The PC port is shit.
Maybe you can just wait and get a copy for Xbox One X.
Maybe.
That was Microsoft's big reveal
I didn't
at
look
E3.
did they say if it's full compatibility, or is this the list of games like how they did with the 360 shit?
With Xbox One,
Yeah.
it's just a souped up Xbox One. They're pretty much the only thing with the fucking Xbox One X. It's native 4K.
No, I mean I was talking about the backwards compatibility.
Oh, I don't know. They didn't say for $500 goddamn dollars. It better play every fucking thing that come out before it.
I did say that Hyperkin's making a new Duke controller for it.
Really?
Yeah. So if you like that big motherfucker, you can get it.
I don't know. I've fucked with other controllers that were less comfortable than the Xbox one.
Yeah. I've got one of the Dukes at the house, and yeah, I use it every now and then. It's neat just to get that big motherfucker and like, what were they thinking with this design? But whatever, I'll play it.
PS4 had some pretty cool reveals. The one that got me the most is they're doing a Shadow of the Colossus remake for PS4.
Fucking nice.
They showed the...
Is it like a complete remake, or are they doing a new one?
Oh, well, it's called Shadow of the Colossus, but some of the Colossus they show in the trailer are obviously different. But, oh man, like I said, all they showed was cinematics, but still fucking gorgeous looking. Like,
Hell yeah.
There's a couple other PS4 things they showed that I thought were pretty cool. They announced Beyond Good and Evil Part 2. Thought that was pretty cool. They haven't really announced what platforms it's going to be coming out for, but...
You know, I've never played the first game. I know it's a classic that a lot of people recommend.
It's pretty good. I've never beaten it, but I've spent
Isn't that the one where you're the photographer later?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like pig bad guys, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like a distant planet. It's pretty cool.
They had pig bad guys before Angry Birds.
Yeah.
The
The
originals.
Nintendo Ganon had that shit on par.
That's true. I did see some gameplay footage for The End Is Nigh, which is made by one of the guys who made Super Meat Boy. And it looks like very much a spiritual successor to it. You basically have this little blob character that you maneuver around. The levels, instead of being like one short level like Super Meat Boy was, they look like they're a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of having like a side-scrolling or vertically scrolling screen, every section of the level is a static screen. So it works like a bunch of other platformers where you go off screen and the whole screen changes.
Yeah.
And if you go back, the original screen is back to where it was. It kind of resets that part of the level. And they use that in the game to to grab these different body parts. I guess the goal of the game is to collect body parts so that character can make a friend.
Yeah.
And it was cool seeing the way that he would jump over to one side of another screen, and he used like this moving platform to get up higher where he could jump back to the other screen he just came from up higher up on it to where one of those body parts were. So it's neat.
That's kind of cool.
I will say the art, I don't like the art as much as Super Meat Boy. I understand the reason they're going to the art. They want it to be kind of morbid and stuff. But is this really like undetailed and dark and hazy? And I was like, yeah, I mean, it looks kind of cool, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I like to see the art, not just like have it all inferred.
Yeah.
There's some cool ways you can do it, like Limbo, I think it was, did that a lot, but it was really cool the way they did it. But I don't know. It looks decent enough, though. I'll probably give it a go when it's 50 cents on Steam.
They also showed, I was trying to look up, they announced Evil Within 2. And that trailer for that actually looks badass.
I never played the first one. I've had it recommended to me, but I don't think I owned a next-gen console then.
It's pretty good. It's like one of those Dark Souls hard kind of games. The new one, though, looks pretty badass, I must say. I was looking at a list of other games they released. Spider-Man, PlayStation 4, looks fucking amazing.
Does it?
Yes. You need to check a video of that out when you get a chance. Like, the graphics are fucking great, dude. It kind of looks like the Batman Arkham games, but with Spider-Man.
Okay.
It's fucking
Are
badass.
they going for the open world thing again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause that's why I can't remember which ones. There's a couple Spider-Man games on the PS2 which are considered like some of the greatest superhero games of all time. Cause
Spider-Man 2, like based on the movie, was I think the first open world one.
Yeah, I think so. And it was basically Grand Theft Auto, but you're Spider-Man. So really fucking cool.
That's what this one looks like. I'm pretty excited about it, and it's a PS4 exclusive.
Oh, nice.
So I thought that was cool. And another one I thought you'd find funny, they announced, and it's causing some... which, I mean, they didn't announce it there, but they showed off more. The new South Park game, The Fractured Butthole, it's coming out. You know, and the South Park Stick of Truth or whatever is like RPG, wizards, knights, and shit. And the new one coming out is based on the superhero, like Coon and Friends and all that.
Yeah.
And one of the mini games in the new game is your character's dressed up as a hero, and you have to give an old man in a club a lap dance.
Oh, God.
And people are just raising absolute hell about it because
you're a kid.
You have to hit the buttons to make this little kid twerk with the old man, and the dude's sitting there with wine just going, ah! I enjoyed it. It's so fucked up, but man, it's so funny.
I mean,
I'm like, God damn it.
I understand why people are like about it, but at the same time, like, dude, it's fucking South Park.
Yeah, it's South Park.
If you're easily offended, this is why you interested in this game. You're not the market for it. Shut the fuck up.
They also announced a new Yoshi game coming out to Switch that looks pretty cool. Looks kind of like the other Yoshi games, but uses like a new art style. It's pretty neat. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 they announced, which I didn't play the first one.
The first one had potential. They fucked up with the giant mechs, and I'm sure a lot of people disagree with me on that. But I got in the game. It is a little odd. It is very MMO-ish. It's like playing a single-player MMO to a degree, and I kind of put up with it because I like the world. It's a huge fucking world. And so I finally got the weird combat system down to where you're just managing all these characters' auto attacks.
Yeah.
And which also kind of sucked. I like more active combat. But I got to where I was getting my characters. Everything was going pretty good. And then I unlocked the mech suits. And it pretty much just does away with all the progress you've done. Like everything you did before that don't fucking matter. Now it's all your mech suit abilities. Your original shit don't matter. And I got to that. I'm like, fuck this game. I ended up trading it in and getting something else.
That's a little too much grinding to have to do. Like,
yeah, it's a long game.
Pretty much having to do it over.
Yeah, you can get to that point, and normally when you unlock stuff, like it builds on top of what you've done. That just like completely just wipes it. And It pissed me off.
Yeah, that would be kind of shitty. Like I said, I never played it, so I did not know that. But it is good to know because I probably will not play it now.
I like to see what they do. If they fix that problem, then I'll be game for another one. But
Pokken Tournament Deluxe is coming out for Switch.
I like how they're just re-releasing their Wii library, but calling it Deluxe.
Deluxe.
And charging full price for it again.
There was one more I was going to mention, and that was going to be it for me. I can't remember. I know they announced the first round of Zelda Breath of the Wild DLC comes out June 30th. You get the Master Sword trial and all that shit. Supposedly, if you beat this new trial they're coming out with, it starts you out at nothing, and you progress up to the Master Sword. But if you can beat it, your Master Sword doesn't lose energy.
That's cool.
For the rest of the game, which would be fucking worth its weight in gold.
Yeah, the whole weapon durability system is my biggest gripe about it.
Mine too. I mean, I understand shit's going to break, but goddamn, there's no reason you should be fighting 6 enemies and it break 1 or 2 enemies in.
Yeah.
At least stand the whole fight.
Right. There should be several fights, and you should be able to repair it somehow, Add a little bit more to that survival aspect of, shit, my sword's getting damaged. I need to go, build a fire or something and fix this shit.
Yeah. That's the one thing I didn't like neither is, you don't have the ability to fix weapons.
Yeah.
Not the way you should be able to.
Yeah.
But that's about all I got on it. There was way more stuff. Those were the things that stood out to me from E3.
Well, I guess that's it for news. Yeah, I think I'll talk to the family at some point when I see how my schedule's going to be and be like, hey, if we sell this Wii U and games, we can get us a Switch and games.
Hell yeah. That'd be all right.
I still wish the Switch had a packing game. That's one of the things Nintendo's known for.
They're actually supposed to be releasing some bundles here soon that's going to have some pack-ins.
Hopefully they're worth shit.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the things that, other than, I think the GameCube, Nintendo always included, a fucking AAA title in there for fucking free. It is insane. It's one of the big drawing points. NES came with Mario, and that's, at the time, was the best platformer you could get.
Oh, yeah.
And then Super Nintendo had Super Mario World, arguably one of the best platformers of its time. Then 64 had...
If not, arguably, the most best platformer of all time.
Yeah. Then 64 had Mario 64, the best 3D platformer of all time. Still, to this day. They gave that shit to you for free in the pack.
I think GameCube was probably the first that didn't have a pack in.
I think so. And then, the other fucking Virtual Boy had Mario Tennis with it. That's a good game.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. But the Wii had Wii Sports, which has such a massive appeal, it sold the console itself.
Yeah.
People who didn't play video games bought it because of Wii Sports.
I'm really surprised at least 1-2 Switch or something wasn't a pack.
They should have threw that in there. They should have. They really fucked up not doing that.
I agree with you on that. Because that's
still if I go to Walmart right now, that's probably the only game they have is 1-2 Switch.
I was actually in Walmart today, and they had Breath of the Wild, 1-2 Switch, Just Dance, and fucking one copy of Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, no one's buying 1-2 Switch. Why would you?
It's just a fucking rehashed Wii game. Is all it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't show any of the graphical capability or anything really, which I mean ain't just the best, on the Switch, but still,
there should have been something in there, I don't know. I hope somewhere Nintendo, the guy who's pushing to get that thing in the pack in, I don't know, somehow he's slinging it to the people who shot him down. I told you we're having to buy back all these copies of 1-2 Switch because no one's buying this shit. Should have threw it in there.
You call this game the old 1-2 bitch. One screw bitch. Play it, screw it one time, you don't want nothing to do with it again.
But yeah, I see them re-releasing all these Wii U games as a means to try to gather up their Wii U base. Because I'm sure there's a lot of people who are like, well, I want a Switch, but I still like this game on the Wii U.
something random that you just made me think of for some reason, talking about Just Dance. That was another thing at E3. Just Dance is getting, like, it kind of blew everybody's mind, but they're releasing that on, like, all consoles, including the fucking Wii.
Oh, yeah. That was...
The Wii is still... It's just still weird to think about, like, even though it's just Dance coming out this year, the Wii is still getting a new game released for it.
If you go to Walmart again, you'll see Just Dance for the Wii in there. And I think that was like one of the last games made for the PS2 up to like a couple years ago, like maybe in 2014. They made Just Dance on the PS2.
Yeah,
and I think maybe some soccer game too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think they just released like the last soccer or football game for PS2 like last year or the year before.
That's insane.
That's crazy, man. Like my mom and dad still lived at our farm in fucking Hartselle when I got my PS2. That's how long ago that shit was. God damn. But anywho, well, what do we want to start on the meat tonight? Do you want me to tell my tale of scooting on to Atlanta?
Yeah, let's hear about that. I don't really have anything that interesting. I was mainly going to talk about the shit I played at Dave & Buster's and at the arcade in our hotel. They had a pretty solid arcade in there.
Nice. Well, that's what I'm talking about this week because it is our third episode pertaining to this Southern Game Fruit. God dang, Southern Game Fruit. What the fuck? Southern Fried Game Room Expo.
The Scootening Part 3.
Scootening Part 3. It was not as lit as AF as last year.
No. I'm definitely making next year's, though. And I'm going to try to do it ladyless.
Me too.
I'm trying to live without ball and chain at home.
Next year will be fun. Next year, it's actually on the exact same date that it was this year. They're already selling tickets for next year.
Wow.
But, so I'm going to start out with what happened getting there. If you have been following us for these past couple years, you know, there is a Scootening Part 1 and 2. You should go back and listen to them. But a recurring theme with both of these is our displeasure with the Marriott hotel chain.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first year me and Brandon went, it wasn't at the place they've had it for the past 2 years. We went, first year was, 2015?
Yeah.
And it was at a different hotel then, but we noticed it was real wonky because we paid, it was like $300 to stay the weekend, get in there and find out fucking Wi-Fi for your room is like $12 a day. The bottle of water in the room was like $5. Just, you know, little shit like that to get you. And everything was real fucking expensive.
It was hotel DLC.
Yeah, exactly. Last year's DLC, we were going to go get breakfast one morning. And breakfast
$25 a person.
$25, $30 a person. It was only $20 this year. I actually went and eat because I was real hungover and hungry. But anyways, we've had displeasure with the Marriott hotel chain. I get there this year. I've had my room booked for fucking 3 to 4 months now. I booked it like in early February. We didn't get to leave Coleman because I worked Friday, Emma worked Friday, and Josh decided to tag along with us late Thursday night. He worked Friday, so we didn't get to leave Coleman until like 5:30. And by the time stopping here and there, and I didn't take into the fact that they're an hour ahead of us, I always forget about that shit.
That's easy to do.
So I'm like planning, you know, I'm like, we'll be there by like 9 o'clock. And then not thinking it's actually 10 o'clock when we get there. So we get there, go to check into the hotel, and the lady like gets my reservation number and credit card to go run and all that. Well, she comes back and goes, "Sir, there's a problem. Our hotel is overbooked for the night, and we're not going to let you stay here. We're going to get you a room somewhere else." And I'm like, okay, how's it overbooked? You know, I'm like, I reserved this shit 4 months ago. You should just have a room with my name on it already. Yeah. There, you know, somebody come in here at the last hour before me, you shouldn't give my fucking room to them because we were still coming regardless of whether we're late or not. And, you know, we talked to her, and trying not to be too confrontational at this point. Just wanting to get checked into a room and get our shit straight. And dude, this girl's not having it. She's just like, there's nothing I can do. You're not staying here tonight. We're putting you up at the Courtyard Marriott. And at this point, I'm like, well, is this fucking place like within walking distance? Because I'm like, we got media badges. I'm like, we got audio gear, we got visual gear, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I can't be fucking walking this shit across a freeway. And she's like, no, it's about half a mile, pretty much. And half a mile in Atlanta, when you're going block to block, is a fucking lot.
Yeah.
And nothing we could do. I stand there and argue with this woman for like an hour, and the whole time I'm arguing, they closed down the room to get the passes. So I didn't even go to Southern Fried Friday night. I walked up there and asked the dude, I'm like, where do I need to go get media passes? And he's like, man, they're closed for tonight. They closed an hour early because this and this is going on. So I finally just got pissed, threw my hands up, and I said, fuck it. Let's just go to the other hotel, get checked in, and I'm like, we'll come over here early as fuck in the morning and just stay here all day. And the lady told me, she said if we'd done that, they'd have a room waiting on us at the hotel we were supposed to be at, where the convention was, the next day. She's like, but you'll have to pay. We'll comp one night. You'll have to pay your stay tomorrow night. And I was like, whatever, y'all fucked up, but I'd rather pay for one night than two. Because there was no fucking way I'd have paid for that other hotel Friday night. I'd been like, y'all eat a bag of dicks. I will drive back to Coleman. It does not fucking matter to me. And Emma, being the good-hearted woman she can be, went down there raising hell Saturday at them and ended up getting her room comped for free the whole fucking weekend.
Nice.
So Saturday morning, I did arrive to Southern Fried. I got our passes. And it was set up a lot like it was last year. It was set up exactly like it was last year. Way more fucking vendors this year, though. Way more board game people. I actually backed these dudes that have, it's called Things Drunk Goats Do. And it's a card game that these people are releasing that's a card game, but it's a drinking game, too. And it was on like $20 to back them. And I got a free fucking shirt to back them and shit. But the game's coming out in like 2 months, and I watched some people run some demos of it, and it looks fucking fun as shit. It's just super like Uno, real fucking fast paced, and the cards are weird. Like they had this one card that stood out to me that was shit white goats do, and it was this white goat like skydiving and like taking selfies. And I'm like, yeah. Some white dipshit does that somewhere. But, just shit like that. We scoped the place out. They got Billy Mitchell and Joel and Walter Day were all back this year. I got to talk to them. They remembered us. So that lets me know that we've done something semi-decent.
Yeah.
First night there, though, that Saturday, they had a Sky Skipper reveal. And I've actually got pretty much the whole reveal recorded that I'm going to throw up on the website with some pictures and shit. Pretty much Nintendo, there's been a lost cabinet Nintendo made called Sky Skipper. It was supposed to, I think, scheduled to come out before.
Oh, whoops. I accidentally touched this.
Nice. It was supposed to come out before Popeye, I think. And they never mass-produced it. And they only had one in the Seattle Nintendo office. Well, the dudes from, I think, Broken Token, one of the dudes from that, and a guy from Europe actually found one of these things. And went to Nintendo, like, it's weird. It's not an original cab, but it is. Like, they only had one cab of this, and Nintendo granted them the rights to copy the artwork, for the bezel and the cabinet and all that. And they unveiled it. Isaiah Triforce Johnson, I noticed, was there filming it with his power glove. I could smell it from where I sit. But, there were some bigwigs there for that shit. And it was kind of cool because Billy Mitchell got on stage and played it. And that's the first time anybody like that, any person, has played it in public. He set like 45,000. And somebody technically was like, well, technically, isn't that probably a world record? for that at this point, being that nobody else has had a chance to play it. And it technically was. Just little shit like that. John from John's Arcade was there this year. He was filming the whole segment for his show. I actually talked to him picking the passes up, but he seemed like he's a pretty cool dude. I got to meet David Crane this year, who was really fucking weird. Kind of an introvert.
Fill everyone in on what all he's done.
If you're unfamiliar with David Crane, I'm going to actually pull a list up because
I know he's done a shitload.
Yeah,
of stuff.
some of them's shit I wouldn't think, but his main thing is he founded Activision and made He's the sole designer of Pitfall. So I mean, that right there says enough.
That's enough to get you, video game cred.
Yeah, like, and I don't think he was. He's just kind of an introvert. Like I'll get to that in a minute. I'm looking up the game list. He did fucking, like I said, he created Activision. He did Pitfall, Pitfall 2, David Crane's Amazing Tennis, Fishing Derby, Dragster, Freeway, Laser Blast, Grand Prix, and these are all Atari 2600 games, by the way. He made those. He did Toys for Super Nintendo, the adaptation of the Robin Williams movie. He did Bart Simpson's Escape from Camp Deadly on Game Boy. He also did Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters! He did Ghostbusters.
Which Ghostbusters? NES?
The NES, Atari 2600. The original one where you like drive the fucking icon around. He did that.
Oh man.
I was going to actually get him to sign my Atari version of it, but I forgot it here. He also did A Boy and His Blob.
I would be an introvert too if I made those Ghostbusters games.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, humanity.
He did A Boy and His Blob though, and that
makes up for it.
That's what drew me to him because, talking about my Pitfall again, that was a game that me and my grandfather bonded over like Zelda, because A Boy and His Blob is such a strange fucking game.
That was the first game that made me not think outside of the game either.
Yeah. That's I told David Crane that, and he just kind of looked at me like, I've heard this 1,000 times before, which I understand. Like he is probably an introvert, because even when I was reading about him beforehand, when he started the company that made Boy and His Blob, damn it, it was the company he made after Activision, Absolute Entertainment. When he made Absolute, their office was in and I'm sure I've got this backwards, I think their office was like in New Jersey or somewhere, and he programmed a shit ton of games for him. I mean, it's his company. But he did all the programming at his home in California and sent him stuff, So being an introvert, I can understand that. I don't think he was a douchey guy, but he just, I told him.
Wasn't a people person.
Yeah, I told him my story of, I'm like, me and my grandfather bonded over this game. I'm like, this is one of those first games that made me, made us kind of think outside the box. Like, it was such an odd game. Like, you don't know what the next screen is until you walk on it, and there may be nothing there, and you just fucking fall. So it's I guess like a memory strategy kind of game. You gotta remember where shit is, and remember what jelly bean does what. Because your jelly bean turns your blob into whatever you need it to be. Mm-hmm. Like coconut turns it into a bowling ball and shit. Just stuff like that. But I met him and got him to sign that, and that was rad. He did a panel, too, called David Crane, Not Just Pitfall, and he went over some of the other games. I watched the panel, but he didn't really talk about the games I was interested in him talking about.
Mm-hmm.
He pretty much talked about more or less forming Activision, which is still an incredible fucking thing, because people don't realize Activision is the publisher of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And like, Activision's one of the only publishers that have been around that fucking long.
Yeah. That alone is enough to get you into the annals of gaming history.
Oh yeah, oh, hardcore annals. I met him though, and that was cool. Bunch of vendors. Way more pinball this year again. Dude, I seen some fucking rad-ass machines I've been waiting to tell you about, though. Seen a fucking Twister by Sega pinball machine.
Really?
Yes. You know how the pinball machines have the little like magnetic plates that spin in them? Well, they have this one, and when a tornado happens, if you get the everything set up right, it goes to a multi-ball mode, and it'll drop like I think it was 5 or 6 balls, and the spinning plate works like a tornado and catch all of them, and it would start spinning and just throw that shit in random directions. Really fucking cool. The scoring system was kind of fucked on it though, because instead of being like 100,000, it's like 498,776,000,000, 7,998,000,000. You know, just like stupid 158 trillion bonus points. Like, just fucking stupid.
It's the score to start showing up in scientific notation.
No shit, yeah. It's got the E at the end of it, a decimal. Like, it's fucking, it just starts giving you goddamn formulas. Like, to calculate a higher score, use this formula. It was really cool. I got pictures I want to show you before you leave tonight. It was non-working, but somebody, Gottlieb, actually had made a fucking Super Mario Brothers 3 pinball machine.
Wow.
Dude, and it is fucking sexy. I got pictures of it to show you. And another one that had my dick hard, but it wasn't working. It like they had some arcades out on the floor this year that just, or pinball machines, they just straight up said demo mode only. It was pinball machines that people were building. Like they had a Spaceballs one that was like a demo only. And it was really cool though. It was showing like certain switches and things you hit, and like hit one thing and Rick Moranis would appear on the screen. Like, may the Schwartz be with you and shit like that. I was like, man, that's so badass.
Hell yeah.
They had a fucking Zelda pinball machine this dude was working on.
Oh, nice.
Oh my God. It was just like the board. I got a picture of it, but pretty much it's just a board with marker writing telling you, you know, fucking Moblins go here, Ganon goes here, here's where the rail will be for this. Like Master Sword in the Woods goes over here. And all this shit. And I was just like, man, I wish they had this fucking thing working so bad. Played some hard bodies again.
Nice. I like that pinball a lot.
It was pretty fun. They had a bunch of older ones there this year. Can't remember the names of some of the certain old ones I played, but man, them old pinball games, I don't know if it's just me, but you know, they don't have as fast of action as a newer pinball machine.
Yeah.
And like, it just feels like those pinballs weigh like 100 fucking pounds when you sling them up, because you just, you know, you want to throw it way up over here and you hit it, wait on the ball to get in center of the flipper and hit it, and it's just kind of like, you know, it barely runs around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. They arcade scene was pretty legit this year. Still not as good as it was in 2015, in my opinion, because that year they had like, I told Emma, I was like, oh my God, I hope somebody brings fucking Star Wars Trilogy Arcade again this year. I love that game so goddamn much. I had a
big experience with that on my vacation, but
we're going to talk about that then. That's because that's like one of my favorite arcade games, and you know you can't. It's hard to find emulation for that game. Yeah. So I mean, when you play it in the arcade, that's one of the only times you're going to play it. They did have a fucking kangaroo machine there this year by Atari though, and I thought that was just the tits. I played it quite a bit. Had a bunch of. They had MK1 through 4 original. Those were hot ticket properties. Virtua Fighter 2. Emma is a bad bitch at some fucking Virtua Fighter.
Really?
She kept ringing out my ass. I would just block, and she'd just be like a flurry of fucking button tapping. There wasn't shit I could do against it neither.
That's what I found on that. Like, my kids kick my ass on that game, so I'm trying to use strategy, and they're just button mashing.
That's all you do, man. You ring somebody out in like 5 seconds, just button tapping like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
It was good, though. The console room, I thought, was a little lacking this year. I doubt he's listening, but Shannon DeWitt, that runs the console room. I do apologize. I was supposed to bring a Sega Saturn this year, and my dumb ass went out and left it sitting at home. Which I got there, and they had a 3DO, Sega CD, 32X, 3 Genesis, an NES Classic, 2 NESs, and an Atari XE computer, which I thought was really badass. They had a VIC-20 like you had, a Commodore 2, or a Intellivision 2, which I've never seen. It's like my Intellivision, but just way more smaller and compact. I thought that was cool. They had the tournament sections set up. Like I said, more vendors. Oh, God damn it. I got pictures of it. And I was going to send it to you that day, and my fucking phone died as soon as I took pictures. I even had the text typed out. And it just simply said, goddamn fucking pachinko machines.
Oh, shit.
There was a vendor, dude, that had pachinko machines there. And I'm not going to lie, though. He had some badass shit. He had a fucking Batman pachinko that he had modded to play with marbles instead of pachinko coins. And that thing was bad the fuck ass, dude.
That's sweet.
I mean, it was a slot machine still, but there was like a Batman one, a Lord of the Rings one, a few different. I got some pictures. Like there's some wild shit on there that I thought was cool. I bought some hot sauce.
Billy Mitchell hot sauce.
I got 2 that we hadn't tried yet. I got a King of the Arcade Richie Habanero, and then I also got a Southern Fried Game Room 2017 commemorative bottle that I done told Emma I'm going to save for when me and you go next year when we go to our annual trip to Savage Pizza. We'll open that bitch. And I did get to enjoy some Savage Pizza again this year.
Hell yeah.
And it is just as good as it always was. I got a Cajun pizza, and I got the normal one that's got like mozzarella and basil on it with anchovies.
Oh, wow, I just learned something new. I'll talk about this later.
So, did enjoy some Savage Pizza.
Fuck yes.
A little anchovy pizza and some beer. It was delicious. Took an Uber there. Never done the Uber thing until then. It's wild, man. It's pretty wild. We had an old black lady, dude. She was awesome as hell. Picks up. She's like, "Lord, children, what y'all doing in Atlanta?" I said, "I'm not making that up. I swear to God, that's exactly what she sounded like and talked to us
this
like."
Is straight out of like a Lifetime.
Yeah, well, she was from Birmingham initially, so we're all just bullshitting with her. And she's like, "Oh Lord, y'all gonna love Atlanta. What y'all doing here?" And I said, "Ma'am, we're at a retro arcade pinball convention." She said, "Lord, my husband used to play pinball. Lord, he was good." And I was just like, "This lady's badass." She's like, "Where am I taking y'all?" I said, "We're about to get savage on this pizza, woman." I was so drunk, I was just fucking carrying on. Went back to the liquor store me and you went to and bought some booze. That's what I'm drinking on now.
I can't wait to go back.
It would be fun. When I was talking about Mexicans earlier, so the hotel does all kinds of things. Well, the same weekend Southern Fried was going on here, they had the Southeastern. It was Indian, Guatemalan, and Spanish Women's Conference for God. Every fucking time you got into an elevator, and I'm not being racist or anything, but it's legit. Mexican women, older Spanish ladies are very short. Majority of them's like fucking 4 foot tall.
Yeah. Every
time you got on an elevator or anything, there would be 10 to 15 in an elevator with you. And this is not an over-exaggeration.
Wow.
There were 300 or 400 of them staying in that hotel that weekend. And me and Josh were coming up from Breakfast Buffet Sunday. And they had a sign in those elevators that clearly say, like, I think it was 18 people was the limit, or 2,800 pounds, something like that. Me and Josh get on. These 2 Spanish ladies get on, and then 2 more. and 2 more, and then they hold the door, and like literally like 4 or 5 more pile on, and I can feel the fucking elevator sink down.
Wow!
And we haven't even like went up. We were on the 7th floor this year, and I was just like, God damn, this is crazy. And then Sunday when we were getting ready to leave, there were like 100 Japanese, like obviously Japanese people pouring in for like another conference. I'm like, this is the most bizarre thing. Like, it was like you literally went to get on the elevator and there would be 10 to fucking 15 women just bum rush the fuck. There were so many people being like, God damn, I didn't know there was so many of them come out of nowhere. Like, because they would like bum rush the fucking elevator. That's no lie. You can ask Emma or Josh. Like,
you see one get in the elevator, like, Bill, because about 20 more is coming.
No shit, it really was. You know, like, if they could have stood on each other's shoulders and packed more in there, they would have done it.
Why don't just wait?
And it's not just because they were Spanish. I'm not saying it like that. You know, I'm just like, anybody with common sense would know you don't need to be packing that many fucking people into an elevator.
It's just uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable. And especially, too, when they get on there. We're room 7. 2, 3, 4, 6. So you're stopping at every goddamn floor on the way up.
Fuck.
But you trade out 2 on this floor, you get 3 more on this floor that's going here. And dude, there was a couple points we actually took the fucking stairs. I'm like, I'll run down. I can do it just as fast as taking that elevator.
I know that both years we were, it's pretty much people going from their floor down to play games.
Yeah. It would have been like that this year, but they had that shit seriously overbooked. And hopefully it'll be like that next year. I didn't see our old friend Bill, Buffalo Bill. Not our good friend Bill, but Buffalo Bill.
And busting pins.
One time they must have been out there in Fort Payne making some barbecue and touching tits and busting pills. Come on there, there's a pinball machine gonna get real greasy.
We didn't see him, but I did see another fucking oddity. I did see Raccoon Eyes. Go back to listen to Scootening Part 2, Scootening AF. And you can hear Raccoon Eyes pitch his knowledge about weird fucking 80s computers.
Had a game on it called Space War. You rode around in a ship and shot other ships. There's a war in space.
That pretty much sums up Raccoon Eyes.
You gotta tell the story of Shrimp Fingers.
No, that's what I'm getting to. So, between Buffalo Bill and Raccoon Eyes, I told Brandon, like, this year's Southern Fried was kind of like a shitty third part movie. If you ever watch movies, like, usually the third movie is kind of, the sequel can tend to either be better or worse. And the third one's usually like a shoehorn-in movie.
Yeah.
They usually throw that in. It references a shit ton of stuff from the first movie. And that's how I felt about this year. Brandon wasn't with me. So I kind of felt like Brandon had died. I'm like about to dump his ashes all over Billy Mitchell's Pac-Man machine or something. It was just odd soloing it this year. And but all the shit we done from the first year was present. Like Joel and Billy and all them were back. So I was like, it's almost like reliving the first one without Brandon here, and it's just not as good. Like, the puns aren't as good, the humor's not, it was weird. But, like I said, with each new movie, there's a new character. Therefore, the first year we went Buffalo Bill. Last year, Raccoon Eyes. This year, I met a fellow that I have dubbed Shrimp Fingers because, oh, God damn it, one of the weirdest fucking things I've ever been put in. Or event I've ever been put in. I've been put in some weird places, but anyways, we go in the console room. They have this Atari XE computer, which I was telling you about earlier. I've never seen one of these things in person. I was kind of in awe of it. They had Mario Brothers on it, 2-player setup. So me and Emma sat down and start playing it. And me and Emma's just playing. Well, there's a TurboGrafx station sitting right next to it. Well, this kind of heavier set dude sits down, and I'm not making fun of the guy, but he looked like he wasn't probably all there, Mm-hmm. And I don't make fun of people for shit like that. I will fight for somebody, or I'll gladly strike somebody in the face for making somebody. I just don't do the mental disability thing. I don't fucking do that. That's
Yeah,
not cool. You know, it's not cool at all.
There's a few pieces shy of a checkerboard.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be the person to call somebody for being like that. But what this dude done was kind of over the line, even if he had something wrong with him. But we're sitting there, and he's like, "Hey man, what's this console right here?" He's pointing at the TurboGrafx. So I'm like, "What's a TurboGrafx 16?" You know, I'm like, it come out around the same time as NES. Blah blah blah. You know, whatever. And he's like, "Oh, that's cool." And immediately just like looks at me and looks back at the TurboGrafx, and I'd watch him because he's literally sitting like from me to you right now away, and Emma's like in the middle, and Emma's already just kind of like whatever, not paying no attention. Well, I look over there, and this dude's like, he starts out with his index finger, and he's just like got this fucking, I don't know, man. He just had this weird look on his face, like. He may have killed 15 people in his fucking hotel room before coming down. I don't know. Just this real bizarre kind of like half-smile smirk on his face. And he was just... he started sucking on his index finger on the fingertip part. Then he slides his middle finger in. Next thing you know, this dude's sucking on like all three fingers up to his ring finger. He's just like sucking on his fingers. And Emma, at this time, like notices this horrified look on my face. And she's like, "What is it?" And I was like, "We gotta get the fuck out of here." And she turns around and look, and this motherfucker I'm talking to, he's sitting right here, takes his fingers out of his mouth and just slides down over his crotch region and just starts touching the fuck out of himself. So disgusting, dude. And he's just like, and I'm like, "We got to get the fuck out of here." So we get up, go to walk out. And we go back to the room. Emma's like, "Oh my God, that's so fucking weird." And I'm like, you run a high risk of seeing that kind of shit around a convention like this. Just, yeah. And I'm not saying that about everybody, but any sort of nerd convention's got the fucking weirdos at it, you know. Yeah. And that's any of them. You got the people that just take the shit way too far. Well, anyways, we run into Sunday morning, walking into the arcade room. He goes, "Excuse me," and scoots around this right way he does. I told him, I was like, "You better look out." I'm like, "Oh, shrimp finger's going to be running into you." She's like, "Oh, my fucking God." I did, though. I was just like, I bet you that guy's fingers smell like shrimp, just like that hand out of Beetlejuice. Just, daylight come and we want to go home.
You know, that reminded me of, I actually was shrimp fingers on our vacation one night.
The legendary shrimp fingers.
It can take form anywhere. You never know when you're possessed by shrimp fingers. But we had a pretty awesome Chinese buffet. I forgot to mention that. And they had the giant ass shrimp there. There's salt pepper shrimp, pretty fucking good. And I had to eat like a whole fucking plate full of it almost. And we sat there, you know, this kind of gesticulating, you know, waiting to go, but not wanting to get up yet because we fucking gorged ourselves. And I got all these shrimp heads on my plate, so like I just got the idea to put them on my fingertips like bugles, and I start freaking out my daughter with them.
You were the literal shrimp fingers.
Yeah, I was shrimp fingers.
See, it's just so the context of it, like,
yeah.
His fingers smelled like shrimp. Yours were actual shrimp.
Yes.
Therein lies the difference. He was. I did see a fucking kid, probably one of them little gender fluid fucks. Like, I seen him flip his shit getting beat on Mortal Kombat 2 by this older guy. And this older guy literally turned around and looked at me and was like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "I don't know." He like it. I swear to God, dude, if I had a fucking YouTube video of it, it'd be viral. You know that video of that kid whose parents like, "You can't play World of Warcraft."
Oh yeah,
it was like that. That kid was like, "No, and fucking slamming the arcade board. And I'm like, dude, somebody seriously needs to fuck you up one good time in your life. You would stop that.
It's probably
bullshit.
One of these, like I've noticed this with a lot of younger kids. They think overreacting is cool because they watch these assholes on YouTube do it, and they think that's how you're supposed to react to shit. No, That's not in my fucking house.
Dude, if I would have acted like that when I was a kid, my dad would have fucked me up. And that's not an understatement.
No.
My dad would have beat my ass for that.
Yeah,
And I would have wanted him to, because goddamn. If I could tell you how big of a little fucking shit that kid looked like, I'm like, dude, you're going to have a real hard time when somebody's like, your parents are dead one day. Dude, you're going to fucking scream so hard, your fucking arteries in your throat explode and you bleed to death. We can only hope.
They're going to dig 2 holes for your body, one for your guts and one for your face.
No shit.
Because when you die, your guts are going to explode out of your face.
Damn. What a little bastard. I'm like, I've been pissed off by being beaten in Mortal Kombat before, but I didn't go home to my room and post a fucking vlog about it, like, goddamn.
The injustice of Mortal Kombat 2.
Like, god damn it. They had an indie room this year. It was kind of cool. They had a bunch of indie games on display.
That's cool.
I played a pretty cool tactical RPG. It's kind of like XCOM. Actually, that's how Josh referred to it. 'Cause he played it first. It's called Depths of Darkness. I'm going to try to get us something
Sounds
with them
kind of
guys.
familiar.
It's coming out on Steam. It's like a little $10 game, but it's kind of like tactical RPG. Got like 16-bit graphics. It's pretty.
I got to get in
cool.
touch with them guys out in Birmingham making the Anathema game that we were supposed to have at Game Fest. I've been saying that wrong this whole time because I'm illiterate, but Castlevania-ish game. So hopefully that's coming along pretty good. I know they were talking about getting some deals publishing it on consoles. So
That'd be
they're pretty sweet.
They had the Artemis Bridge Simulator this year. I didn't do it though this year. I just wouldn't have felt right without my captain there.
We fucking kicked ass at that.
We did. We were fucking drunk and we saved the goddamn galaxy. Suck our dicks.
Didn't that doucher nerd guy make some comment about no drinking on the bridge or something like that?
Yes, we don't drink around the bridge. These Logitech controllers are really expensive. I paid a whole $18 for this at the yard sale. Don't fuck it up. Hey man, these are Dell. I got Pentium 3s on them. Don't drink around them. That's kind of how I felt. We went in there like ready to kick ass, and he's like, "Can't act like that here, you red shirts." Well,
and you had this poor fucking daughter out there in a Star Trek suit signing people up, and I could tell she did not want to be there.
Yeah, she's like, my dad's like got this stupid fucking spaceship shit-a-later in here.
He divorced my mom because she wasn't green.
When he divorced my mom, he literally looked at her and went, "Bye, bitch." Nobody could see that, but I just held the Vulcan thing up.
Yeah, the live long and prosper thing.
Yeah. Spot my cock. Anyway, there were some cool cosplayers there this year.
Really?
I mean, if they're cool.
Better than
Samus was there.
Oh, is it just as sad as last time?
I think she's a little more anorexic.
Oh God, that's
She's
saying a lot.
A little more skinny. No, there was this one dude there that done like the RPG cosplay, and he had like a suit of armor and shit that he made, and it was. I ain't gonna lie, I was like, that's pretty badass. Like, it was borderline like Hollywood quality. It was cool. There's some board game out I was gonna ask you about too. Have you ever heard of a board game called Catan?
No.
It's a newer one, but it kind of like Civilization, like the game. Like, you build up civilizations, got trade and all that. They had the world final, or maybe it was the district finals for that shit, Southern Fried. And if you won that, they flew you out to Washington for a week, everything paid for, to compete in the finals for that game.
God damn.
And I'm like, I don't know what that is, but it sounds awesome, I guess. Then I got looking, it's like an $80 board game.
It sounds like I don't have a thick enough of a neck beard for that.
Yeah, because it's like,
my fedora is not up to snuff.
Your settlement doesn't have a +3 and +5, so you cannot plant cotton here. I'd be like, wow, didn't know I was stepping back into the fucking 18th century here, or 19th century. Oh, you can't open a colored club here. What? What kind of fucking board game is this? It's called Repression, the board game. That's terrible. Oh, one last thing, I guess. Should have done that. I got pictures of it. A shooting game that would have blown your mind.
Really?
Just the simple cleverness of it. It was a Namco shooting game, but it was a light gun game. Cabinet's fucking huge, dude. The cabinet is like that wall, to me, long. Real slender. It's got a revolver in there and a display that says ready. And it's like, instead of being an arcade screen, it's a screen, but with just, I don't know how to explain it. You draw your revolver, and it makes moving targets appear in there. And it's actual like targets inside the screen moving. Like, it's not video at all. Mm-hmm. But the target's got little black squares on them, and it's light gun, but it's highly accurate. Like, you have to aim down the sights. And that light has to hit that black spot perfectly. And when it hits it, the target will go ping and fall over like you're shooting it. Well, you hit them targets like 3 times, and at the end of it, you hit 2 targets, and it pops up a coffee cup. And if you stand on the side and look, you can see it's only half of a coffee cup, and it's plastic. But when you shoot it, it sucks the coffee cup down in the board really fast and spits up a bunch of chunks of broken glass.
Oh, shit.
And it does it so quick when you hit it, it actually looks like you shatter the cup.
That's cool.
I thought that shit was badass. I ended up playing it for like 20 minutes because I was like, this is cool as shit. Just like real simple, clever, mechanics to it.
Yeah.
It was badass, though.
That's pretty
I think it was
sweet.
just called like Namco Shooting Range. It was cool, though.
They're doing a lot of awesome arcade shit these days. Is that it for Southern Fried?
That's pretty much it. I'm actually gonna do a written review like I did last year for it, and that's where I'm gonna post all my pictures and everything. So, yeah, cool. I'll do the same thing with a little more detail on the site, so y'all can look forward to that.
Well, what I'm talking about is not nearly as long. I'm just talking about shit I played at Dave & Buster's in the hotel arcade. One thing, that hotel arcade had a game that I fucking loved. I fell in love with, and when I looked up the name of it on Google, I just found out it's a fucking Wii U game I've never even seen. It's by Namco, Tanks. I've
heard of it, but I've never I've just seen the cover for it.
It plays
Wii U.
like a Dreamcast game. I fucking loved how fluid and arcadey it was. You drive tanks, and this is a dual link cab, so it's side by side with somebody else, and it would even take picture of you and like display your picture by your tank and shit in the game.
Oh, that's cool as shit.
And it played a lot like a Twisted Metal or what was the other one? Vigilante
8.
Yeah, Vigilante 8. Play like those, where you're just blowing the fuck out of each other with crazy ass weapons and upgrades.
That's cool.
I think it was up to 8 players, and it filled in NPCs in there for everyone else. But it was awesome. I started off, it was my stepson and my daughter playing against each other, and after a while my daughter was like bored of it because you got a lot of playtime off one credit on that game. She got up and was like, "Fuck it, she's in last place. I don't give a shit, but I'm gonna play this game." So I hopped in there and I ended up just whooping my stepson's ass in like the last 2 minutes because I just kept getting these awesome upgrades, and I'd see like, oh, there's 3 tanks over there that's low on life. I'm just gonna blow them all up at once.
I'm gonna blow you all to hell.
But it's real cartoony. It's almost cell shaded. The graphics were, but not. I don't know if it exactly was or not, but it's what it reminded me of. Really vibrant colors. Sounds are great. The controls are fucking awesome on that cabinet. I really want that cabinet. I want a dual setup of that. I want to get that game on the Wii U now that I've seen it. That's something I can buy. Apparently came out in like 2009. I've never even seen it though.
I've seen the thing for it, but that's it. Like, I don't know. I've never seen gameplay of it. I remember seeing like the title card of it or whatnot. Flipping through.
Yeah.
The Wii U console shit.
It was fucking great. I really recommend it. But the Wii U version's as good as the arcade. I'm definitely getting it. What else was there? That was the coolest thing at the hotel arcade. There's, it was a little interesting. They had some of the ticket trap machines there, but there's no tickets. Like they didn't have any ticket system there. But it kind of like let me play these games without that psychological pull of the tickets. Because I always assume, ticket traps, they fucking suck. Some of them are actually pretty goddamn fun, even without the whole ticket lure thing. Like one of them, it's simple shit. Like one of them set up like a carnival with bottles, and you threw balls at the bottles and knock them over. But,
that's cool.
Yeah. Another one was like a light up board. A wall, I guess you'd say, with all these little blue half domes on them or something. They'd light up and you got to press them. And it got really hectic because they'd all light up real quick. It's kind of like intense whack-a-mole, basically.
That's something else I did at Southern Fried. They had a bunch of Japanese cabinets there this year, like the candy cabs.
Mm-hmm.
They had a Japanese one that Konami made, though, and I'd have to look a picture up because the picture I got's not worthy. It's a giant cube floating in the air, and the cube's got like 24 squares on it, and those squares pop up, and it's like all Japanese, like J-pop and shit, but it's real fast, like Simon Says, tapping shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually really fucking fun because I didn't know the music, but once you got into the rhythm of it, I'm a drummer and bass player, so I can do that easily. But once you got into the rhythm of the shit, like it was fucking addictive to play, because you're like literally tapping, like you said, almost like an extreme whack-a-mole. You're like tapping squares all over this motherfucker. So that was cool.
The arcade room it was mostly driving games that they had there. They had one really cool skiing game that you had like these little skis that felt real floaty. You got on and you got to ski down the mountain. They had 2 pinball machines. I ended up throwing a lot of time on because the prices of that arcade room was really good. I got us 3 $10 cards, and we ended up spending like an hour and a half in there, and I just got to the point where I was just blowing money on it just so we get out of there.
Nice.
They had a Tron Jew-Beat.
Jew-Beat.
It looks pretty nifty.
It sounds
pretty racist.
Sounds like something that Germans were notorious for. Bastards.
They had a Tron pinball and an X-Men pinball, and I put a pretty good bit of time in there. I got a chance to kind of try to teach my stepson about.
Was it Tron Legacy pinball?
I believe it was.
Lots of blues,
yes,
dark blues.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a fun table.
I got to try to teach my stepson about tilting. So
tilting and ball control.
Yeah. That was a good experience, especially the X-Men machine. No, it's the Tron machine. There's like 9 times out of 10, if you just put a credit in there and hit your plunger, it would shoot the ball straight through the middle of your flippers. I don't know how, but it's just how that machine was set up. It was right down the middle almost every time, so you had to tilt it, or otherwise you were fucked.
That's kind of cool, though. I mean, it's not
good
cool,
practice.
but yeah, like you said, learning that tilt ability.
Yeah,
that shit is key.
It is.
Like,
it is 100% key.
That's something I can give my old lady credit on. Like Emma's good at fucking knocking that table around.
Yeah, and every machine's a little different. I hate a tight pinball machine.
That's what I was trying to say. I guess with like the old ones I played at Southern Fried, like the flippers move so slow, it just makes the ball feel like it weighs 100 pounds. Like I like the real fast, loose playing, arcadey pinball machines. If that makes sense.
Well, I noticed too, a lot of the old ones, the flippers are analog. Like if you hit the button harder, it will flip harder. And but the newer ones are all you're basically pressing a button on the machine and the machine flips it, so it's the same every time. I don't know if that was the case.
Not
for
pressure
those.
sensitive,
right? You're not literally flipping a switch to the flipper. You're pressing you're telling the machine to flip the button.
You're sending a signal,
right? But yeah, that part was pretty cool. We went to Dave and Buster's down there in Orlando, and they had a lot of pretty cool shit. They had a gigantic Rock'em Sock'em robot set up, And
Man, that sounds so badass.
It was. They were like 3 foot tall, and I'll see if I can bring up a picture to show Lyle while I'm talking. They were like 3 foot tall, and you had these almost looked like TIE Fighter control, like aviator joysticks for them, and of course you had to have 2 people for it, but it's pretty damn cool to see that. That was like the last thing I expected to see walking in there. I've never even heard of that shit. What else is there in there? I kind of going by my pictures too to try to remember half the shit. They had one of the world's largest Pac-Man machines.
They had one of those at Southern Fried as well.
I noticed. Did you get to play it any?
Yeah.
Did you notice that the AI on it was like totally different than Pac-Man?
No, because the one they had at Southern Fried was multiplayer set up. So every time I did get on it to play, I wasn't the only person.
I got you.
So I didn't get the chance to play against just the AI.
Here's the rock.
Oh my God, that's fucking
so
glorious. That is amazing.
They had
I want one of those in my home.
The world's largest thing they had here. It was Pac-Man and Galaga, one player, and the AI on the Pac-Man was completely different. So like trying to
Quarter sucker.
It was a quarter sucker. I mean, the difficulty is definitely ramped up on it or it might not have been ramped up, but it was different enough that if you knew Pac-Man, it threw you for a loop.
See, they have a machine that makes me. I figure they probably based that machine. They have one in Gatlinburg at Fanny Farkle's. Me and Emma noticed. It's a huge upright Pac-Man machine, but it's a ticket machine. You get tickets for how long you make Pac-Man survive, but it's not the same game. I'm just saying, like, cabinet size-wise, like, it's almost as big as that one.
They had this Space Invaders game. It's called Space Invaders Frenzy, and it's actually a shooter. You have 2 guns, and you shoot the Space Invaders off the screen, and it gets pretty fucking intense like Space Invaders does.
That's cool.
I didn't get any video of it because I was mainly focused on, playing games with my kids. The coolest game I played there was a Luigi's Mansion cabinet.
You sent me that, dude. Like, that was... I didn't see nothing but the cabinet, and the cabinet looked killer for that motherfucker.
There's the guns inside.
Vacuum cleaner proton pack. It looks so awesome.
It looked pretty much just like the vacuum cleaner Luigi uses, and you use that as a gun inside the cabinet, and it was really, really fucking fun. It wasn't unfair or anything. You started the game, and all these ghosts would come up. You'd have to use your flashlight to make them appear, and then you start sucking them in with your vacuum cleaner, and they would try to get away, so you had to swing your vacuum the opposite way to pull them to you, kind of like lasso them
that's cool.
you.
That's awesome. That's Ghostbusters as fuck.
Yeah,
because that's how Ghostbusters, it's always made me think, instead of a proton pack, it's like them throwing a whip on something,
right. And
that's
I played
awesome.
for a good 10 minutes in there on one credit. It was really fun. I got a few levels into it. I got to the point I felt bad because people were waiting on me, but it was good. I really want to play that again. The cabinet looks awesome. It's a set down, totally enclosed cabinet, and the art all around it it's Luigi's Mansion.
It's got that Nintendo excellence to it.
Then I played a Ghostbusters cabinet. I sent that to you, didn't I?
You did. Because the first thing I asked, I said, is it boy Ghostbusters or is it girl Ghostbusters?
It was
both.
Gender fluid because nobody.
God damn it! We always get brought up on goddamn Ghostbusters.
It had it was, I don't know, it was strange. The game itself, what was on screen, all that was fine the way you played it. But you had these 2 guns that were halfway inside the cabinet that you couldn't pull up. You just kind of maneuvered them around. So they were fixed guns, unlike Luigi's Mansion, which you could hold it like a rifle and stuff. These were fixed on the cabinet, and it had this weird mechanic where as you shot your gun, it shot ping pong balls at the screen. And it threw me off because I was thinking where the ping pong balls hit,
where it aims,
but it's not. It's still running off, I guess, it's not a light gun, but, it's running off some other technology where it detects where it hit. The ping pong balls were just there for for fuck all. The only thing I figured out that the ping pong balls were for is when it ran out of ping pong balls, you were out of ammo, and you had to wait for them to roll down and go back into the
probably like
gun.
a cycling mechanism.
Yeah.
Man.
It was pretty fun. Despite that, the art on the machine's great. I mean, there's my daughter.
Oh yeah,
being a Ghostbuster.
That's cool.
But
I'll vote for her being a Ghostbuster as long as Melissa McCarthy ain't there.
Overall, the art was great. The gameplay was like, if they would just if they made it more like Luigi's Mansion, is what I'm trying to say.
Let me ask you this: was David Crane's Ghostbusters as good or better than the Ghostbusters arcade?
No. What else? I don't remember the name of it. There's this horror zombie game there. They had a Walking Dead one I didn't get to play. But there's this other one. I wish I could remember the name of it.
It wasn't. No, I'm getting fucked up here. I was thinking that me and you played this one at Dave and Buster's the first year of Southern Fried, but I played a zombie game. Was the zombie game like an enclosed one? You said, was it in 4D?
I think it said so, 4D.
Was it a Namco game?
I don't remember, but
there's a zombie game I played that was a yellow cabinet you sat inside, and it said it was in 4D, and like it would hit you with air and water spray and shit.
We didn't get water, but you had to use the 3D glasses, and it detected. It showed your heart rate on the screen.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember what that's called?
No, but keep talking. I'm gonna look it up because I know what you're talking about. It's a Namco game. I'm pretty sure.
Me and my daughter played it, and it was almost like House of the Dead, except it was newer technology, and
Dark Escape.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It was pretty good. I thought it was funny though because it was showing heart rates on the screen. My daughter is up to like.
Is that it?
I can't see it. Yeah, I do believe that's it.
Dark Escape. That's the one I played.
It was pretty good. It's just funny because it showed our heart rates on the screen. My daughter's was like through the roof because she was scared. It was like 160, 180, something like that. Like she's just, of course, little kids' hearts beat faster anyway. Yeah. But
if that were to be you'd be like, dead. I'm approaching stroke level. I got stuff.
But like mine, it was just like I think I was like right on the edge of being too low to detect. It was like 50 undetected. 51
you're already dead.
Undetected. I'm like, yeah, I know I have a slow heart rate, but I'm like, fuck. this game's just like boring the fuck out of me.
Brandon's like, go fuck yourself, Dark Escape.
I'd probably set a new low record in there. Like,
nice.
We had a zombie play this game. They didn't have a heart rate. But, it was this is the first time I ever got enough tickets there to get anything. Well, actually, I didn't. Well, I did and I didn't. My daughter, we was ready to go. My daughter still had a lot of points left on her card.
Please tell me she got a bunch of them little things you turn inside out that just pop straight up. You know what I'm talking about? The little rubber things that look like half a ball that you turn inside out.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They go. That's the only thing I've ever won from an arcade.
No, see, she had a couple tickets from a few small games, but nothing worth anything. Because you had to have, hundreds there.
Yeah.
Dave and Buster's is worse than Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, yeah. Dave and Buster's like, you want a $10,000 prize? Bring $40,000.
And here's the thing, Dave and Buster's won't let you buy anything in there. They're like tickets only because we're fucks. So, anyways, we're like, well, okay, well, there is this little Wizard of Oz like coin push machine where you shoot the coins in there, and it's got a pusher going back and forth.
Yeah.
And if coins fell out, you got tickets. And there's also these cards that were in there too, and poker chips. The cards and poker chips would come out, and you went and turned them in for extra tickets, and they were worth quite a bit. They think the cards were like 50 tickets each. The poker,
that's not bad.
Or it might have been it was 100. I think it was a good bit. And I walked her. She played some and won a little bit. And she was like, I asked her if she wanted to do it again. She said, yeah. So I walked around it, and I found one that was like just on the fucking edge of like a mother load.
Nice.
And I was like, all right, swap your card here. And I aimed the gun for him. Like, hold the gun here. And it started this fucking raining poker chips and the little cards out of there. And even after like she was done shooting, everything was on the edge so much that it would just every few seconds something else would fall. And something else would
shit!
Fall.
Oh yeah!
She ended up getting like 800 something tickets off.
You're
that
the
one
kind
thing.
of dad we thank evolution for.
Yeah. So she ended up getting a shitload of tickets, and then she used that to get this disco ball drink cup. It's like it's a ball with a straw in it that you can unscrew the very top of.
Please tell me it had cocaine packed in the bottom of it. Damn it!
No, it didn't. I looked. But you know,
If you don't do drugs,
way
do cocaine.
overpriced. But she fucking loved it, and she still had enough to give the leftovers to my stepson so he could get something.
Nice.
So it was a pretty good night there.
Oh yeah, dude, that's awesome. Like that, anytime you can 2 for 1 on your kids like that,
Yeah,
it's fucking great.
yeah. So that's the highlights that anybody cares about hearing anyway. So, pretty fun time.
That's cool though. I know we made that Dave and Buster's trip our first Southern Fried, and it didn't. I don't know if it was. I mean, it was fun.
I think we were video game overload at that point.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna say. Like, I think we had seen so much shit that weekend, it was hard to be impressed.
Yeah.
You know, because the only thing I'd seen when we went that time that just blew my mind. I loved the Mario Kart.
Yeah,
they had was badass.
They had that too. That was great.
And that Star Wars thing,
Yeah.
the battle pod. I thought that was cool as shit.
Yeah, they had that and another one there. Some like you're playing piloting and F1 whatever F-18.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Star Wars one better, but yeah, they had that shit there too. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome. We might have to. They're opening. We're actually getting our first Dave and Buster's in Alabama in like a couple months, so we might have to do an episode one night where we go down there and just fuck some shit up.
Yeah,
see what
that'd
happens.
be good. That's it for me. I wanted to do this earlier in the episode, but I didn't think about it.
God damn it!
I know. I might just do an edit swap around.
No, just do it. Fuck it.
But anyways, we're starting a new segment.
Do we have a title for the new segment?
Let's listen. I don't know.
Game music that rocks your cock. Or jams your clam if you're a female. Ooh. Yeah, let's listen.
Yeah, so, you know, music's a big part of gaming, and we figure we would start
music's a big part of life, period.
Yeah. And figure we're going to start bringing, me and Lyle every week are going to alternate bringing in a track to listen to, something from retro gaming. So this week I brought in the Fever track from Dr. Mario.
Nice.
I'm not big on Dr. Mario, but this is a really fucking catchy tune.
I love me some Dr. Mario. I love that.
Yeah.
Ooh, a bass.
Yeah.
My favorite part's coming up, though. That's exactly how I feel whenever I take a bunch of pills. I love that. Like, it's such a weird arrangement.
Yeah, but it's one of them beats that like gets you into the fucking game.
Oh yeah, because like anytime I hear that, especially the dun dun you know, the little breakup part or whatever, that's usually about the time in Mario or Dr. Mario where I'm like stacking up so many pills. I'm like, I'm about to overdose. I can't do this.
That's the first time I've ever heard that song while almost being mauled by Dr. Doolittle's menagerie.
Nobody can see what just happened. We're recording in my kitchen or dining room, whatever, and I have a bird, and I'm gonna let our bird go, and the bird just whizzed around by Brandon's head.
I had to dodge it.
Like, we really need to start recording because I think like that shit would be just as entertaining as hearing us.
Yeah.
Dr. Doolittle's Menagerie à Trois. That's a good track, though. I enjoy that. Well, we have a phone number.
Yeah, and somebody called it.
Goddamn right.
Hell yeah.
He's been asking me for 2 weeks. He's like, "Did y'all get my call?" And I'm like, "We'll get there." I'm sorry.
Yeah, we haven't recorded in quite a while.
We haven't recorded in
3 or 4 weeks, something like that.
3 weeks, I think. So, our old buddy Bill gave us a call, though. And we love you, Bill.
Yeah.
We do. Thank you for supporting us. So, you want to play Bill's call?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? It's Bill. Sorry it's been so long.
It's all right, Bill.
But I just finished episode 91. I'm finally getting back to where I'm caught up now. Today's Wednesday, the 24th. It's like 7:30 in the morning. I'm
it was almost a month ago.
Still on board, so just thought I'd say, hey, Lyle knows today is my birthday, so please don't send me butt hash. I don't need butt hash.
Everybody needs butt hash.
I'll consider myself fucked.
Love. And I also had a joke for Brandon. Do you ever wonder why a midget smiles when he runs? It's because the grass tickles his balls. All right, fellas. I'll speak at you soon.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you so much, Bill. God damn it, that's what we want. That's what we like to hear. If you're our fan, it doesn't matter. If you got something stupid to say, we would love to hear it. Listen to us every week.
Yeah.
We churn out an hour to 2 hours of useless bullshit every week. And you fucking listen.
Yeah.
So, that's cool.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Bill. But
for happy birthday.
Oh,
belated birthday.
Belated. I actually matched him David's birthday. I'm actually we're gonna meet Bill at some point. It's coming.
Hell yeah. He's
been one of our longtime listeners.
Yeah.
And we do appreciate him. We appreciate all you motherfuckers that have listened to us. Wow. Don't let us think we only love Bill.
Yeah.
We love you all equally.
I mean, Bill gets the special hand jobs, but y'all get the normal ones.
Bill gets those metric glory holes.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite ones too. God fucking damn it. The bruised peach.
Forgotten peach.
Forgotten peach.
I love that clip show we threw together.
Yeah, I do too, man. Like, I listened to that a couple times, and fans requested that, and I'm still like, no shit. That's fucking. It has nothing to do with video games, the whole episode, but god damn it, it's funny.
And it makes me respect people who put together like TV and stuff more, because I just realized that was like 50 minutes long. How many hours do we have into all that?
Yeah,
because usually
like fucking 2 years worth. Like,
because we usually sit around this table and for as longer than the
we're
episode
not like
length.
comedy fucking geniuses.
No.
Like, we can't just sit here and write the most. If we think it's funny, it passes.
Yeah.
So I mean, our sense of humor has been fucked since we were little kids.
Yeah. It takes us quite a while to get this shit together, so we're usually at this table an hour to 2 hours. It's trying to come up with a 2-minute skit.
The sketch takes longer than the actual episode usually does,
and then it's got to be.
But it's kind of our own fault because we've started doing that before every episode, and that's trademark of us now.
Yeah, and
which I'm fine with that.
We've gotten more and more involved with it too. A lot more production value into it.
Well, it breaks up the monotony. Yeah. I enjoy podcasts, and there's several podcasts listed, but most of them are just like, here's the facts and here's how things are. We're going to talk about that day. And we do the same thing, but I kind of, we want people to be able to be like, God damn it, that's fucked up, or that's funny. Just break the monotony a little bit.
You never know what's going to happen next.
No.
And all of it's usually inspired by something that's happened to us.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just taking out my phone when something hits me. I'm like, we might run something with that.
It's like the shit I seen at the grocery store the other day. I wanted to use it for something for the podcast, but I don't know what to use it for. I literally watched this woman. Okay, our grocery store in Coleman, one of them, it's just got the fucking glass doors with a rail on them. You push and they swing open. You can walk out and it swings itself closed. Well, I was waiting on Emerald to get off work the other day. I got off work early, needless to say, and I left my truck at home. Got Emma's car and went and jumped my other buddy off and was waiting on her to get off work. And while I was sitting there waiting, I seen this fucking queen of somebody's double wide trailer. And I say that lightly. This bitch might as well have had a Skinner tattoo on her fucking forearm with her tits pulled out. And, she has got 9 bags, and I'm already like, well, there's not a guy there to carry them bags, He's done run all RUNOFT. And I see this woman is comes up to these glass doors. Instead of she's got 4 bags on each arm. Instead of using one arm to push the door open, she's pregnant, by the way, uses her baby bump to push the fucking glass door open. And I'm watching all this shit. And Emerald comes walking out of her shop and gets in the car. And she's like, what the fuck are you laughing at? And she just had come walking out. And I was dying. And I was like, you see that girl right there? And she was like, yeah, what about her? And I'm like, that little Cletus in her belly is going to have a fucking rail print in its forehead for the rest of its life. And someday somebody's going to ask about that rail print, and her fucking his mom's going to be like, oh, don't worry, it's just a cleft. And I'm like, it's all because your fucking lazy ass mama pushed the door open to walk out with your fucking forehead.
Just carrying how many bags of Frosty Road?
Yeah, that's what I said. She had too many handfuls of goddamn rice-a-roni to open the fucking door. She's like, hamburger helper, my kid? Hamburger helper. You don't crush the boxes on excellence. God damn it.
Hell, even Big Bob Salve was born from a comment from your dad.
Yeah, no shit. The whole Big Bob Salve thing, since you brought that up, come along because I was working at a church, a big popular church in Coleman with my dad. And the preacher got on the elevator before we did and got off. And he had some stinking ass cologne on. And we got on the elevator, my dad goes, damn, King Salve was up in here now. I can smell that shit a mile away. That shit just stuck. And I'm like, King Salve, Big Bob King Salve, Salve Emporium, leader of salvation. Oh, God damn it. Play the phone number for them so they at least know, so more people other than Bill can call us.
682-777-good. Dial the number, you know you should. Leave us a message, and no one gives us one. Ooh, 682-777-good.
Yeah. 682-777 good. That's all you gotta do to give us wood.
We need to get in touch with him about that one sponsor I mentioned to you. I think we could do something good with that.
Yeah. We could. He lives in fucking New Jersey now.
Wow. It's quite a move.
But, I mean, he does everything over a computer, so. I got another buddy. I want to figure out something to do. He's a guitarist, and he's doing the thing now where his wife bought him he actually posted this last week. Good buddy of mine, his wife bought him Ninja Gaiden trilogy on Super Nintendo, and he sat down and beat the game, and then he's posting YouTube videos. He recorded himself playing the game. He's just sitting there with his guitar, like with the TV turned off, shredding the fucking background.
Hell
like,
yeah,
note for note to it. So I'm on my buddy Luke Smith. I'm gonna try to get him to do something for us soon, because that's kind of his thing now. He's wanting to rewrite Nintendo music with a screaming guitar, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Well, we're about 2 hours. We're over 2 hours in, so want to wrap it?
Yeah, man.
Well, we haven't been here with you a while, so if you don't remember and don't know, that's your fault. But we're going to remind you otherwise. GoodOleGamers.com. Check our website out. Check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, blah, blah, blah. It's out there. If you want to hear it bad enough, you can find it. Send us your love, hate, disrespect, morning, whatever the fuck you want to give us. We'll take it.
Yeah.
Good or bad. Want to hear more from y'all. We got some interviews coming up. I ain't going to announce who yet. I've got a few things in the pipeline we're working on. We'll announce it, so maybe y'all can relay your questions for us to ask and all that good shit.
See, you're going to be on vacation again next week.
I am. This weekend, I'm going to be at the beach. If you want to record without me, that'd be cool.
I'll see if I can get someone record something.
Maybe Mike could do it.
Yeah.
Mike could be a good one. Well, that'd be weird. That'd be the first episode I haven't recorded. Maybe it'd be good. Maybe people don't want to hear my fucking stupid ass. They'd be like, Brandon rules, log. You should go fucking shoot yourself, son of a bitch.
Get that Slossberg.
Look, I got 15 of them, so I can't miss. Tie a string to all of them, so they'll all fire at once.
Just get the
self-firing squad.
The Brundlefly trap.
I'm just going to turn myself into a Brundlefly and just walk into a trap.
When I listen to that thing, I can't help but to see Jeff Goldblum get his head just blown the fuck off.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. The fucking just weird rambling of Jeff Goldblum in the background is so goddamn hilarious. Because I just imagine him be like, the water. Somebody just like blowing his fucking eyeballs in both directions. I would pay good money to see such.
Yeah.
And I like Jeff Goldblum, but god damn it. That was... Bed Bath & Beyond's got the products to serve the people's needs.
Yes.
You got anything to say to us, hit us up at Lyle or Brandon at goodolegamers.com or podcast at goodolegamers.com. Yep. Hit us up at any of those. They'll be possibly coming back at you next weekend.
Yeah,
I won't. I might call in and chime something in because I did find out in Panama City where we're going, there's a badass retro game store.
Nice.
It's like a mile outside town, so I'm definitely going to hit that up. Panama City arcades are a pretty desolate fucking place.
Man, the whole place kind of is. Like, we stopped by there for a day.
Panama City is not the hip place in, like, the Florida Strip to be anymore.
It's gaudy as fuck. Like, everything about it, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this place looks so much better without these horrible shops.
We went, like, 3 years ago, and, like, if we were, like, the same place, we're staying at a condo resort called The Summit. And it's cool because you go down, and it's got, like, 2 swimming pools out back, and there's a shop where you can go in there and get, like, hamburgers and chicken fingers for dirt cheap. You can buy 15. Well, this was 3 years ago. It's probably went up now, but 3 years ago, you get $15 cases of Natty Light. Booyah. Or you spend $10 and they would give you a fucking whole pineapple they haul out and fill up with this goddamn alcoholic slushy.
Hell yeah.
Pay $10, you throw your pineapple in the freezer all weekend and then spend $4 and get it refilled. Stay fucking loaded. So, yeah. Liver failure is the goal for this next coming weekend. But hit us up. There'll be a new episode and all that shit. Thanks for tuning in and all that. And I'm going to let Brandon fucking sign us off this week.
Game over, man. Game over.
There it is.